Welcome everyone to the Overbudget episode number 2, playoff editions. Alright, so I have live with me Cam, Da-Waffle-Masta, and ChitownMenace. So hi guys, how's it going?
Not bad, you?
I'm doing great. Alright, so basically the reason why I have Cam here is because he was nice enough to talk about his bad season, but also like to give to give advice to future GMs of the league, to maybe some tips you got. So Cam, can you talk to us about your season real quickly?
I know I wasn't really here much long, but it's tough. Honestly, it's tough to stick with.
Yeah.
Honestly, you just gotta really stick with it.
Mm-hmm. How did you get the team? You didn't start the season, so basically what happened?
Well, I was the captain of the Checkers, and then I guess the last owner quit out because same reason I got taken there, and same thing I've been going through. It's just no one wanted to show up. Everyone was being jerks and everything. I mean,
yeah. So do you have any other advice other than stick with it? Did you learn something in your first season as an owner?
yeah, it's just you gotta play with the cards you dealt, then just try your hardest to get everyone there. And if you can't get good people in the AHL, that will show up for you in the NHL.
Right.
Just learn to understand that most people are cunts.
Yeah, that too. just learn to expect that no one will ever say their word. If they give you their word, it's never true.
Okay, so basically
Well, most. Right?
Yeah. So do you have any other words about your season? What's your plan for next season? Are you gonna be the owner next season?
I hope to be the owner next season.
All right. It's never easy to have a deficient team. It's hard to get people to play, especially at the end of the season. I bet it was hell.
It doesn't help with some of the people on the team. Can't say names, but
yeah.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, I can. We all know. If you've been in management chat, we all know.
All right, so we're not here to name names, but thanks for your input. So all right, so we're gonna start right here. We're gonna start with the first. We're gonna start in the East, guys. So basically, we're gonna go with Toronto, that finished number 1 in the league. Toronto versus Pittsburgh. Anyone has something to say about Toronto?
Who are we talking about right now? I was grabbing a beer.
So we're gonna talk about the series Toronto-Pittsburgh. Anybody has something to say about Toronto, how good they are, or whatever?
Well, Toronto. Well, it's the same thing we've always been saying. They're built around a club for the most part. Yeah. Most of them all have plenty of games with each other. I mean, Reeps, Smoke Show, Glove, Vega, Rich. Those are all guys who were part of Mid-Ice Crisis and now Capital Punishment.
Yeah. Very good team. Very well balanced. Tough defensively. They've been playing together for ages. So of course that's gonna give you a leg up on the competition. Do you think that Pittsburgh has any chance to win versus Toronto, or not at all?
PNC's picked up some good players before the trade deadline, but problem is I don't think any of them are necessarily familiar with each other at all whatsoever. I haven't faced them since. So yeah, I mean, Anaheim was 2-0 against them.
Yeah.
They have a solid team, just
It all depends on if they have a second goalie and PNC decides to only play one game.
Yeah.
Well, Pittsburgh did win one game. I'm just getting in my stats here real quick. I'll give you the notes.
They only won one game since the break?
No. The series was 2-1 for Toronto. So they lost once versus Pittsburgh. And then right here, I have... yeah, so basically, Toronto won 6-4, 10-1. And they lost 3-4 one game versus Pittsburgh. So, yeah, something.
I think Toronto definitely has the favor, but also it comes to hand that they're a club team as well.
It's huge. It's all about chemistry. This game is all about chemistry.
Wait, when was that Toronto loss to Pittsburgh? How recently?
Pretty recent.
All right, I'm gonna call that Rich being a nice guy to PNC.
Because I have the result here and my stats that I gathered, like a 6-4 win, a 10-1 win, and a 3-4 loss. So
I think that's Rich helping PNC solidify a playoff spot is what I think.
Okay. All right. So in my notes I said that, well, since PNC is a very good goalie, he can steal maybe 1 or 2 games. I will say that Toronto's gonna win 6. How about you guys?
It sounds like you're being a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy.
Toronto in 4.
Toronto in 4. Eh?
I think 5 tops.
All right.
Yeah, I'm thinking 5 as well.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go next for the series of well, since we have Waffle on this call, let's go with Philadelphia, Ottawa. So, Waffle, why don't you tell us about a little bit about your team?
Well, most of us are new to each other, and we've built some chemistry around what we have since the trade deadline. You know, it kind of sucked taking over Ottawa and having everybody quit.
I'm surprised that you made the playoff. I'm surprised that you hanged on. Like on the previous show, I said that you were gonna drop out, and that Columbia was gonna go in the playoffs. But apparently, it was a kiss of death. They won like 4 games and lost like the rest. I don't know what happened with Columbus, but they went so down.
Well, you know, I mean, this is my first time in the NHL since season 3. Or maybe 4. I can't remember the last time I was in the NHL. And, you know, it's still basically the same. People like to cycle and pass and whatnot. The AHL is completely different than what the NHL level is. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, the AHL is a lot slower.
So slower, yeah.
No, I wouldn't even say that. I said the NHL is much slower. The AHL, a lot of it's just run and gun.
Yeah, that's true.
NHL levels are much more controlled the game when EA lets you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, exactly. If EA lets you.
So
I mean, there's probably 2 teams in the AHL altogether that I think would be able to compete in the NHL.
Yeah, there's only definitely just 2, 3 teams. That's it.
I mean, it's very hard for you, Waffle. The position that you were put in, it's like, okay, everybody quits. Then you had the captain, Goax, that start to screw up with your team. Like, we all know what he does. Like, he loses and then he wants to kill everyone or whatever. I don't know what's the problem with that guy. Then you had to change him. How's your new captain?
Well,
is he good?
Out of the original roster, there's only, 2 guys still playing? Inglis and Noel?
And Juice.
Or whatever. And Juice. I mean,
as far as I know,
you knew the team was built around all boys, cunty buddies, and as soon as he got blacklisted, they were just gonna say fuck it.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, Noel Boy's still playing. Greek Elite talked Inglis into playing.
Did you play?
And,
yeah, go.
Yeah, I mean, like basically. Those were the only people that were left. I don't know when Juice got traded to Ottawa, or if he was picked up by Ottawa. I don't know. But he's the only guy that's still on the roster that was already there before I took it over.
Did you play the Philadelphia recently or not really?
We played them twice since I took over and lost both games.
Here I have like 3 loss for Ottawa. A 2-4 loss, a 3-5 loss, and a 0-4 loss. Yeah. What did you find out about their game? Like, do you think that you find a way to beat them?
Well, I mean, it's playoffs. Anything's possible. I do think my team does have what it takes to beat Ottawa.
What do you need to do?
To beat Philadelphia.
Yeah, what do you need to do absolutely? Like, is there a side that you need to avoid? I know that the right D is extremely good. Knees is one of the top right Ds in the game. So I would say you need to avoid this side and dump and chase the crap out of the left D there, whoever it is. And yeah, dump and chase is gonna be key for you guys. Good for a check.
Well, one thing, I mean, granted, we only played them 2 games, and the last game we played them was the last game of the season, which I think both of our teams were pretty much set in the standings, and it was kind of a fuck around game. But the one game where we did play them, I mean, we got the shit kicked out of us because I think after a certain point, everybody kind of just said fuck it. But one thing I noticed is their forwards they play very tight on the point, and as soon as they anticipate their D getting control of the puck, they're leaving the zone.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily want to call them cherry pickers, but they're definitely antsy to get out of the zone as quick as possible.
Yeah. Well, I said in the previous show that Philadelphia was gonna win the East. They are very well tuned. I know many players. Viper's a great center. Needs a great right D.
A lot of guys on Toronto and a lot of guys on Philadelphia all clubbed together on capital punishment. I think if the Eastern Conference Finals ends up being Philadelphia versus Toronto, I think that could be a fun series to watch.
That'd be a fun series to watch.
Alright, so Cam, what do you say about that series? Who do you think who's gonna win?
I mean,
Philly.
I honestly think Philadelphia is gonna win.
Okay.
I'm saying Philly in 6.
Philly in 6, alright. Shy?
I say Philly in 4.
Philly in 4. I won't ask you Waffle.
Sorry.
I say Philadelphia in 5, just because I think
I think
you can beat
the only
them
reason
once.
I say Philly in 4 is because Philly's too much of a finely tuned team for such a new team that Ottawa is at the moment.
Yeah.
If Ottawa was there a little bit longer, I think it would have been a little bit closer.
Then it would have been Philly in 5.
That's the thing.
Right?
That's the thing. You need to catch up with the chemistries of others. Like Waffle came in extremely late when everybody had like lots of time to play together, and by then I know that my team was tuned up. My top lineup was tuned up, and the guy was like, "Oh crap, who can actually stay here and play?" That must have been hell. But congratulations, you made the playoff. You hanged on, and that's a feat of its own, I think.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and like I said, when I first took over the team, I made a lot of quick, irrational decisions as well, and that
I didn't
also.
have enough time to do that.
You weren't given much choice.
Well, I did have choice. I could have taken my time and figured stuff out, but like I said, some of the quick decisions I made are pretty much gone off the team, out of the NHL and AHL team, and my AHL team unfortunately couldn't get their shit together in the little bit of time they had as well, so they ended up not making the playoffs in the final 4 games of the season.
If you had a top line to give me, who would be your top line? Like, who's your best at every position? Like your number one lineup.
Number one lineup.
If you have one, you seem like you don't have one. But
Don't act like you're giving it away either. You're not.
I'd have to say, I mean, looking at my roster, I don't know if Zwicky's listening to this, but I think my top lineup is Big Boy QC at left wing, Shanesta at center,
Oh Jesus, you guys got him?
and Sales on right wing. They call themselves La French Connection. Then I got Kyle and Juice on D, and unfortunately, I'm the only guy pretty much playing goalie consistently on my team.
Why don't you have Pittsburgh Fanatic playing goalie?
He hasn't really played that well.
Oh.
I mean, I've played good, but I need to probably play more consistently if I'm going to be able to help us get.
Well,
was Big Boy QC the dude who my AHL captain was begging me to buy out forever? He was like fucking $5 million or some shit.
Yeah, I picked him up for $250K, so I got him at a steal.
You did, but my guess is there is a reason why I was being begged to waive him. Just saying.
All right. So, well, you're gonna need to go to steal a lot of games if you're gonna win that one. But never know. You're in, so you have a chance, right? But no one in here believes you will, but other than you. But that's what matters, right? All right. So the next series that we're gonna talk about is Buffalo versus Florida. Apparently, this is gonna be a very good series. Florida lately has been playing extremely well. I talked to a lot of people that play them. They play cohesively, a full system, a very good transition, and a very good forecheck. So they can create a surprise. I think in the East, it's one of the series that I don't know who's gonna come out.
It all depends on if Buffalo's guys are actually they're guys that they need to show up or actually showing up. Because if they're getting their top six going and actually showing up every game, they'll probably win the East.
Well,
if those guys are showing up, the problem is their team's so inconsistent with fucking. I don't know how often Jan's gonna show up. I don't know if he's running every game now or not ever since he came back.
Yeah.
Executioner, I think, has only been playing Sundays. I don't know how much Jeff's been playing, but figure if it's Jan and Jeff, and say Reki and net, and they got their top guys going, they're gonna be unstoppable.
Well, Buffalo are very good. Of course, they have like the best, probably one of the scariest offensive line in the league when Jan plays and Jeff plays, but Jeff doesn't play a lot. And we'll see.
Here's the big thing too: is this is the perfect time for Jeff because Jeff doesn't have LG as an excuse right now. That's been the problem. Jeff prioritizes LG.
Yeah.
Anytime he does actually play, he'll tend to leave in the fucking early. As soon as the first face-off in the third period, he's already leaving. Even though if he's got plenty of fucking time, it's because he's management over there. I mean, but that line. I mean, it's not to say that they're not stoppable. I mean, if you play smart, the problem is they know how to frustrate teams, and as soon as they start getting frustrated, that's when they fuck up, and that's when they pull out their dick and fuck you with it.
All right. So I have all the scores here thanks to Night29 who gave me like some worksheets to do my show. So thanks a lot, Night29. The Buffalo won 3-2, 7-6, 6-2, and they lost 2-4. The 2-4 loss was lately when Jan couldn't get his team together. I guess I don't know, but I said well, first of all, you guys go first. So Cam, who's gonna win and how many games?
I'm gonna have to say Florida in 6.
Oh, an upset, eh? Oh, I like that. All right, so Florida in 6. to Cam. How about you, Chai? Well, we know your answer, but and how many games?
I'll say Florida in 6 or Buffalo in 5 if their guys are actually showing up.
Wow, 2 games.
I have to.
Wow. Awful. How about you?
I'm gonna go with Florida in 7.
What's going on? All right, so everybody says Florida except for me. I think that Jan's gonna play. Jan's good enough to like carry the team. They have a good defensive system and they have a good goalie. Lately we played them. It was a 2-1 win for us, but they are good. They dominate us all the game.
Like I said, it's all for Buffalo. It's all going to depend on who can be there.
But it's very interesting to see like 3 of you guys think that Florida is gonna win. I'm impressed. All right, so I'll do my little graphic here. All right. Okay, I'm done with my graphic. That's cool. All right, so next series, probably the tightest series in the East. It's gonna be Washington, Carolina. So, anybody has something to say about those teams?
Carolina
all the way.
Carolina all the way. Not just because I was his captain of the AHL.
Yeah, I know that. He told me that, and he told me that you were a good guy, and that's good. All right.
I've seen him play, and I think if they play their best game, they can beat him.
Wow.
I'm gonna pick Washington at 6.
Washington in 6. Washington in 6. Yeah. Why? You think
they're vets. They've been here before.
Yeah.
Carolina. I'm gonna.
Don't
to Carolina
first
7.
What's that?
Go ahead,
I
Ken.
said Carolina in 7.
Oh, you're cutting. Your mic.
Oh, Carolina in 7.
Thanks. All right. Carolina 7. All right. This is the tightest series in the East. They were close games. I'm gonna get out my little sheet here. Won't be long, but yeah, that's gonna be the closest series. I wish I could see that series. Okay, so
I think Washington has more depth.
Yeah, Washington does have more depth, and they have a great defensive system, and they're gonna be hard to score against. But Pat Dean is a good goalie. He can steal a few games, and yeah, his top lineup is gonna be very good. So Carolina, they won twice and lost 3 times versus Washington. The wins were 5-4, 3-2, so very close games. But when they lost 1-5. They got shut out 5-0, and they lost 2-3. So
going back to Carolina, Adun is very good, but they also have a couple of guys that I'm pretty sure he wanted to call up for the end of the season, like Pricek and the one and only. They're also very solid forwards. I don't know if he's calling them up or not, but they're solid if he does.
Here's one of the things you got to keep in mind as far as NHL rules compared to the AHL rules for playoffs. You want to be very careful with call-ups because you got to keep in mind everybody on your roster has to play one game by game 4. So you could have guys who you might want to call up,
but he has to play.
You still have your guys who you only plan on giving one game. You still got to squeeze them in somewhere. So that means you have to take a game away from somebody else to do that. Which is why most people try to not run more than 10.
All right, so just to recap real quick. So Cam says that Carolina's going to win in what, 7?
7.
All right. Shai, you say Washington in how many games?
I'm saying Washington in 6.
Washington in 6. Waffle.
I'm gonna go with Washington in 6 as well.
Ooh. Oh, okay. And I will go with Washington in 6 and 7 and 7. Sorry, Pat.
Man, you guys are killing me.
Alright. So yeah, so Washington will advance. 3 of us, 3 of the experts. So.
Yeah.
that they will win. All right, so let's go to the West. All right, West side. Oh yeah, we're gonna start with the Shy series. Edmonton versus Dallas. With Dallas. Anaheim. Anaheim, sorry. I like to do that joke.
Fuck, give me a little bit of credit. I ain't head case.
I did that joke the last episode too. Alright, so go ahead, Shy. Boost up your team.
I'm gonna go Edmonton in 5.
Edmonton in 5. Yeah.
I'm just being honest. I mean, with our team, we unfortunately have kind of hit somewhat of a slump at the worst of times. I mean, right after the trade deadline, like picking up...
things went south for you guys.
Well, no, the fucking first week went fucking awesome. I mean, like when we picked up Scred and we got a trail back. You know, we were on fire, and then out of nowhere, it's like everybody forgot how to play with each other. I don't fucking know. All I know is we picked a really bad time to slump, and we almost risked missing the playoffs if it wasn't for, you know, me and Snake Plissken and a couple other guys catching up LA trying to fucking cheat. You know. But
yeah, well, you got
Edmonton's a very fucking tough team, and I mean, as much as I have high hopes for my team, I'm definitely we're the underdog, obviously.
Yeah. Edmonton is a top team, very hard to play against, but you guys did beat them once 4-1. So when was that game?
Fuck if I know. Probably early on in the season. I don't know.
Oh, okay. It was far. Alright. So yeah, the Edmonton, the Oilers won 7-2, 5-2, 6-5, and 4-2, and they lost once 4-1. But
unfortunately, usually our games versus them were really close games that always came down to, like, unfortunately, instead of taking it into overtime, it was always like that last goal would come in like the last minute. Of course, it would always be one of the like shittiest fucking goals you've ever seen, you know. But I mean, our games versus them were much tighter than numbers would show, I guess I would say. But I don't know, they're a very deep team, and I mean, like, they got guys like Ninja.
Oh, definitely a top winger,
yeah. He can dictate the offensive zone. And then, I mean, they got Toffoli, Goudreau, you know, whatever he wants to call himself. He's a solid player, too. Jason's a solid D-man. Their goaltending, I don't know how highly I wanted to speak of. It's just like, I hate to say it, but I think, like, for instance, Zim D-man in Toronto, I hate to say it, I think he gets carried. You know, shit like that, but I don't know, we'll see.
Yeah, top team. So any surprise here, guys? Anybody like me? I say that Edmonton's gonna win in 5. How about you, Waffle?
Edmonton in 4.
Edmonton 5. Oh, bring out the broom. How about you, Cam?
I don't know. It's a tough one because Edmonton's been struggling also. So I think it's gonna be a close one.
True.
I think it's gonna be Edmonton in 7.
Wow, a tight series.
I wouldn't be upset.
I just think both teams are struggling.
If we can take them to 7, I won't be upset. That's my problem with my team, and I don't. If Falk is listening, I really don't care. I try to tell him every day he's a goalie. He's got to keep a cool head, and unfortunately, if early enough in the game shit ain't going our way, Falk will fucking start imploding on himself, type of deal.
I mean, I'm close with the Edmonton owner, but he's been talking to me a lot, and they've been going through a lot of shit. So
yeah,
it's gonna be I think it'll be a close series.
Closer than we think. All right.
It'll be the interesting one, the least.
Jason really sucks at Battlefield.
All right. So next series in mind. So everybody says Edmonton. Yeah, pretty much it. So next series, San Jose versus Vancouver.
Who's Vancouver and Colorado?
No, it's apparently gonna be Vancouver versus San Jose, and Colorado is gonna be playing Calgary because they won. Calgary lost the season series versus Vancouver, and they were tied in points. I know that it doesn't say like that on the website, but I talked to Castro, and that's how they're gonna split
the
the
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
So should we do Colorado and Calgary first?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, let's go with Colorado with Calgary. Sure, no problem.
Colorado in 4.
Colorado in 4. Wow. Okay. Why do you think that? Why do you think that?
Because they've been hot lately, and apparently Kate scored 70 points in 6 games.
I saw that. Yeah, there was something in the GM and owner chat. It's pretty funny. Like Jan said, "Hey, how come like Kate catch up?"
No, I'm gonna change my answer. I'm gonna say Colorado in 5, maybe 6, just because they have Too Slick on their team. and Yako.
Well, they during the season, Calgary lost all 3 games, so they lost 3-5, 5-6, and 1-2. So it was pretty close games. Personally, I didn't want to face Calgary because they play us extremely well. They play Minnesota extremely well. They can create a surprise, but Colorado was at the beginning of the year my favorite for the Cup. I think it's gonna be way closer than Shai says. I think it's gonna go in 6.
Here's what I know. Here's because we played Calgary a lot recently. Here's exactly what I noticed about them is they're a lot like Toronto or Philadelphia, is they don't necessarily have, should I say, outstanding talent. It's more so the fact of they club together nonstop. I mean, Calgary's basically a club. So what it comes down to is they won't necessarily beat you in skill. They'll just beat you by fucking up less because they won't get fucked over as much by like they'll make a lot less mistakes basically because it'll all come down to chemistry. But other than that, I mean, I can tell you their whole strategy. I mean, it is simple. They cross the blue line, they take a shot for a rebound. They'll do a circle in the corner and hope for a cross crease. That's about it. I mean, Colorado has too many veteran, solid guys who will shut that shit down in the fucking heartbeat. I mean, the foreign object, shot, Hardick. You know, these are all guys who've fucking been around and at the NHL level, you know, like you guys were saying, the difference between AHL and NHL, they've all been around, you know. They ain't gonna fall for shit.
Well, yeah, Colorado's gonna win it. I am just saying that it might be closer than people think. And maybe it's because, like, I thought that...
Colorado in 5.
Colorado in 5? Yeah. Alright, so... Alright.
Considering I've played Colorado twice in the last couple of weeks, I'm gonna go with Colorado in 4. I
played them a couple
times. They do play a pretty good system, and you know they were.
Well, Colorado's actually another team that's built around the club for the most part as well. Fucking Bush League Masters.
Yeah. All right, so the next series in mind, let's go with San Jose Vancouver. Let's get that one out of the way. So Vancouver, they can create a surprise. I still think that that San Jose is gonna win. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with Vancouver in 7 this one. Yeah. How about you guys?
I'm going San Jose in 6 or 7. Strictly because Vancouver, they're a very weird. Anaheim struggle with Vancouver all season long, and when I look at them in the standings, it really makes no sense to me. Where I look at them, and you know, like there was a while where we were ahead of them, and you know we'd play and we get the shit kicked out of us, and we're like, how the fuck are they beating us like this?
They're a surprising team. They can pull one. And actually, during the season, they didn't lose. Like they only they lost twice in overtime. So they had a 3-0-2 record. The wins were 7-3, 6-4, 3-1, and they lost 1-2 and 4-5 in overtime. So yeah,
I think it'll be a very interesting series because both teams kind of play the same way. But at the same time, now you can say as far as San Jose is, now San Jose actually has a goalie.
Yeah.
They're not relying on Page, who's terrible, and fucking Saka.
Saka was playing
goalie.
G a lot.
Yeah, Saka's one of the best D-men in the fucking.
He is
on
for
PS4,
sure.
and when you're having to stick them in net, I mean,
Brutal.
fuck. I'd rather put fucking Saka at D and ECU a fucking guy, but that's just me.
I would.
I mean, you can stick fucking Kevin Hess in fucking net, and he'll get a shutout with Saka at D.
So how about you, Waffle? What do you think? Who's gonna win this one?
I'm gonna go with San Jose in 6.
San Jose in 6. I got your vote.
So, I'm just sitting here and I'm looking at their caps and whatnot. San Jose is sitting at a negative 350.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Yeah,
if
they
that
got an illegal roster. Get them, Castro. Get them.
And how about you, Cam?
I'm gonna go with Vancouver in 7.
Wow, so we're split. Me too. I'm gonna go with Vancouver in 7. That's very interesting.
I think it's gonna be a lot closer of a series than people think.
Yeah, well, the fact that they didn't lose in regular time versus San Jose, Vancouver. I mean, Vancouver didn't lose to San Jose, so yeah, it could be way closer. And personally, from my stand of view, San Jose, we don't have that much problem to beat them, like my team. But it's always a question of matchup and styles. Like, we had so much trouble to beat Calgary. We didn't beat Calgary this year, but everybody says, "Oh, Calgary's not that good." So okay. All right, so yeah, so it's gonna be very close. Like, everybody's split. So we have 2 votes for San Jose and 2 votes for Vancouver. I think that Vancouver's gonna win at 7. It's gonna be a close one. All right, and then there's the last series. So Minnesota and Blues. I'll speak very quickly about my team. I think we have a very good lineup, very well fine-tuned up. The top lineup is extremely fast in transition, very good forecheck, very good defense. St. Louis, they can beat us. Actually, they did beat our top lineup lately. It's not gonna be easy. It's not a matchup I wanted in the first round, but it's what we got. So it's gonna be tight. Of course, I'm gonna say, well, I'm biased.
I would have fucked up.
And I'm gonna say that we're gonna win it in 6. Let's hope. And but I have full respect for that team. They can beat us. They can upset us. Yeah. So about you guys, what's your prediction?
I love
I think
Boston.
Minnesota in 7.
What? Sorry, I go ahead, Shy first.
Oh yeah, I think Minnesota in 7.
Minnesota in 7. All right. How about you, Cam?
Boss is a great guy. I've known him for a while. Honestly, I know how he plays and I know how that team plays. I think they'll win. I'm gonna say Minnesota in 5.
Minnesota in 5. All right. How about you, Waffle?
I don't know. I'm kind of torn because in the last couple of weeks I played both of you guys once, and my team beat you guys,
Nice.
both of you. And I mean, you guys both kind of play a similar style.
Yeah.
What's
I mean,
what's
I-
the season series at for
Oh,
Minnesota?
I'll let you know right now. It's 3-2 for us.
I think no matter what, it's gonna go to 6 or 7.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
close.
This is
what
where
I'm saying.
Copley.
I'm saying it's gonna go to 7, and whoever wants it more in 7 is gonna win. Really.
So who will want it more? I need an answer.
I think the Frenchies will work on.
Yeah, but waffle's option. I need the waffle vote.
I have a lot of old club mates that play on St. Louis.
All right.
So I'm kind of torn. So I'm gonna say St. Louis in 7.
All right. That's okay. So we have 3 votes for Minnesota. All right. Let's do this. All right. So basically, here's the here's a recap of the predictions. Everybody said that Toronto was gonna win in 6 or better against Pittsburgh. Everybody was up for that one. Everybody said, but one, Florida was gonna win against Buffalo. 3 of us said Florida instead of Buffalo. I said Buffalo. Philadelphia versus Ottawa. Everybody said Philadelphia. Other than
Except
Waffle.
for Waffle
Yeah,
says Ottawa.
exactly. In Washington, Carolina, three of us said Washington. So pretty interesting. So that's the east side. The west side, Edmonton.
Carolina.
Yeah, one for Carolina. Yeah. You, of course. Okay. So on the west side, Edmonton. Everybody said that Edmonton was gonna win. San Jose, Vancouver is split right in the middle. Two of us said San Jose. 2 of us said Vancouver. So it's gonna be very, very tight. Then after that we have Colorado, Calgary. Everybody said Colorado. Me, I said that it was gonna be tougher than it looks. And finally, Minnesota versus St. Louis. Minnesota. 3 of us said that they were gonna go through the semifinals of the Western. So yeah. Before we leave, who's gonna win? Who's gonna win in the East and who's gonna win in the West? So Shy, who's gonna win in the East? The All East.
I'm gonna say Toronto.
Toronto. All right. How about you, Waffle?
That would never happen in real life, so. So they might as
I'm gonna go with the major underdogs in the whole playoffs, Ottawa.
Alright. Oh yeah. Alright, that's good. So yeah, if you do win, you'll make history because nobody gives you a chance in the first round. How about you, Cam? Who's gonna win in the East?
Well, if he says Ottawa, I'm gonna say Carolina.
Okay. Carolina has a chance.
Honestly, it's gonna. I'm saying either Carolina or Philadelphia.
Yeah, I think that Philadelphia is gonna come out the winner in the East. Yeah. All right. So about the West now. Shy.
Colorado.
Colorado. All right. Shy, who's gonna win in the West?
Arizona.
Alright.
Nashville.
You're far from your mic, Shy.
Yeah, it's all Anaheim.
Alright, so Anaheim. Alright. Okay, so how about you, Waffle? Waffle, who did you say? Sorry?
Colorado.
Colorado? Yeah, I think Colorado is a top team too. How about you, Cam?
Minnesota.
Oh, really?
You're fucking high.
Really? I am high. Nah. Edmonton.
Edmonton? Alright. Alright, so this is gonna be close.
Swept by Anaheim.
Yeah?
Probably not.
Probably not. Let's be real.
Alright, guys, so thanks a lot for joining me for Overbudget. Thanks to Cam, thanks to Waffle, thanks to Shy for being my co-host. Thanks for carrying me on for that show. So we'll see you all later. All right, guys. See ya.
Have a good one. Bye.